Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. What's the one thing you've been avoiding? The skill you haven't learned? The idea you haven't launched? The person you haven't become? The world is moving faster than ever. AI is rewriting rules. Algorithms are deciding winners. And you're sitting on a gold mine of untapped potential wondering, what if? Well, I'm here to tell you, what if is dead. What if won't pay your bills. What if won't silence the doubters. What if won't build the life you see in your midnight dreams. This is not a moment for spectators. This is your moment to engineer a revolution, starting with the person in the mirror. You think success in 2025 is about luck, about who you know? Let me break it to you. Luck is what happens when preparation slaps opportunity in the face and says, "Move over, I'm driving." Preparation is work. Not just any work, warrior work. The kind that happens when the world sleeps. The kind that demands you stare your excuses in the eye and say, "Not today." But here's the secret they won't tell you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a genius. You just have to be relentless. Relentless in learning. Relentless in adapting. Relentless in refusing to let yesterday's version of you dictate tomorrow's legacy. The 21st century isn't handing out trophies for participation. It's crowning those who dare to outgrow their own shadows. So I'll ask you again, what's stopping you? Is it fear? Failure? The paralyzing lie that you're not ready? Let me light a fire under that doubt. The greatest tragedy isn't falling short. It's letting your fear of falling keep you grounded. The world doesn't need more followers. It needs architects, rebels, unstoppable forces who look at the status quo and say, "I was born to break you." Your time is now. Not next year, not when you're qualified, now. Because the future doesn't wait for permission, it's built by the bold. So I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation fades. I'm here to ignite you, to make you so obsessed with your own potential that sleep feels like a waste of time. So let's get to work, hard work, on the only project that matters, you. Listen to me. Listen close. Because I'm about to flip everything you think you know about resilience upside down. You've been told to bounce back, to stay strong. Nah, bouncing back is for trampolines. The future doesn't reward resilience. It rewards antifragility. You hear me? Antifragility. The kind of mindset that doesn't just survive chaos. It eats chaos for breakfast and builds muscle from the ashes. Let me break it down. When COVID hit, Airbnb didn't crumble. They pivoted. They slashed costs, reimagined travel, and exploded into a $100 billion IPO. Why? Because they didn't just endure the storm. They redesigned their wings mid-free fall. That's anti-fragility. That's you if you choose to upgrade. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how? How do I turn setbacks into rocket fuel? Let me school you. You think failure's the enemy? Wrong. Failure's your coach, your mentor, your unpaid intern handing you data on what not to do next time. When that startup flops, when that client says no, when that algorithm rejects your code, celebrate. Because now you've got intel nobody else has. Intel written in blood, sweat, and tears. Your blood, your sweat, your tears. You ever seen Google wait for perfection? No! They drop a prototype, watch it crash, then rebuild it better. That's your new playbook. You want to master AI? Start coding trash apps. You want to be a CEO? Lead a volunteer project. You want to write? Publish garbage first drafts and let the crowd roast you. Roasts are free coaching sessions. Take Xia Li, 22 years old, coding in her dorm. She didn't wait for a degree or a perfect algorithm. She built a neural network that failed 89 times. 89 times! Know what happened on try 90? It caught a cybersecurity flaw even IBM missed. Now she's advising Fortune 500 companies. Why? Because she treated her life like software, constantly updating, never finished. I want you to do something right now, not tomorrow, not tonight, now. Grab your phone, open your notes, type the one risk you've been avoiding. Starting a podcast? Cold calling that mentor? Publishing your art? Write it down. Then, before this lecture ends, send the email, record the clip, post the draft. Do it scared. Do it broke. Do it now. Because antifragility isn't built in comfort zones. It's forged in the arena of action. Let me hit you with a truth bomb so loud it'll shake your LinkedIn profile straight into 2030. The era of one-skill wonders is dead, gone, extinct, buried under 10,000 AI-generated resumes. You think being pretty good at Excel or kind of creative is gonna cut it? Wrong. The future doesn't care about your single skill. It's obsessed with combos. Think about it. Why do Netflix algorithms hook you? Because they mix crime dramas with K-dramas and cooking shows. Unexpected combos create addiction. And you're the Netflix of your career. It's time to stop selling single episodes and start dropping season finales of skills. You ever seen a honeybee stick to one flower? No! It's out here mixing pollen like a DJ at a rave. That's you now. Take that thing you're good at and smash it into something unrelated. Graphic designer? Learn behavioral psychology. Now you're crafting ads that hack dopamine receptors. Teacher? Study VR development. Now you're building classrooms in the metaverse. Take Darius King, a barista in Detroit. Dude didn't just brew lattes, he studied TikTok trends and food science. Now his Coffee Chemistry series, where he explains molecular gastronomy while making latte art, has brands like Starbucks sliding into his DMs. Why? Because he merged barista skills with edutainment. Forget specialized versus generalized. The magic happens at the intersection. The vertical bar of your T is your deepest skill, the one you'd bet your life on. The horizontal bar, that's your secret sauce. The random skills that make you unpredictable. Elon Musk didn't just build rockets, he merged physics with meme culture and turned SpaceX into a viral spectacle. I need you to do something wild right now. Open your Notes app. On the left, list your top 3 skills. On the right, list 3 skills you've never thought to learn. Neuroscience, 3D animation, wilderness survival, whatever. Now, draw a line connecting the most ridiculous pair. Coding plus pottery? Sales plus astrophysics? Yes. That collision? That's your golden ticket. Now commit to this. Spend 20 minutes today learning the basics of that weird skill. Watch a YouTube tutorial, read a Wikipedia page, DM someone who does it, mix it with your expertise, and post about it. You've just weaponized randomness. But guess what? Skills expire faster than milk. Next up, learning to unlearn. How to delete outdated mental software like a hacker. But first, did you draw that line yet? Let's get raw for a second. Your brain isn't a library. It's a hard drive. And half the files you're clinging to, they're corrupt, obsolete, viruses masquerading as wisdom. You want to thrive in 2025? You don't just learn, you unlearn. You don't just adapt, you shatter the old code. Think I'm dramatic? Let's talk facts. MIT says 50% of today's skills will be irrelevant by 2027. 50%. That's not a statistic. That's a death threat to anyone hitting snooze on growth. You think your degree from 2015 or your industry standard playbook is saving you? Wake up. AI just made your standard a punchline. You know why Blockbuster died? They worshipped a dead script, but DVD rentals work. Meanwhile, Netflix was out here rewriting the laws of entertainment. Your turn. What rules are you blindly following? You need a team to start a business? Tell that to the 19-year-old running a six-figure AI agency solo from a Bali co-working space. You need experience to lead? Ask the 24-year-old crypto founder who just sold her startup for $30 million. Learning isn't a phase, it's a lifespan. And I'm not talking about dusty textbooks. I'm talking about micro-dosing genius, podcasts on 2x speed, 10-minute Skillshare tutorials between meetings, reverse engineering ChatGPT prompts to automate your job. This isn't studying, it's survival. Take Luis von Ahn, the guy who invented CAPTCHA. He could have retired on that alone. But when he realized traditional education was broken, he didn't improve it. He torched it and built Duolingo, an app that teaches 50 million people languages through video game mechanics. He didn't just learn, he unlearned an entire century of pedagogy. Right now, I want you to open your phone's voice memo app, record a 30-second confession, one lie you've been telling yourself. I'm too old to learn coding. I need permission to launch. I'm not a tech person. Now, delete that file. Literally, throw it in the digital trash. Then replace it with a 30-day experiment. For the next month, I will act as if lie is 100% false. Post that experiment publicly. Text it to a friend. Tweet it. Burn the bridge between you and your excuses. You've just hacked your brain's OS, but guess what? Even upgraded software crashes if your hardware's fried. Next up, mental BIOS upgrades. How to rewire your focus, energy, and grit for a world that never sleeps. But first, did you trash that lie yet? Let's get one thing straight. Your online presence isn't a resume, it's a live grenade, and 95% of you are clutching the pin like a security blanket. You think posting polished LinkedIn fluff and filtered selfies is branding? Wrong. That's digital small talk, a whisper in a hurricane. The future belongs to those who turn their digital footprint into a firewalk, burning so bright that opportunities chase you like moths to a flame. Elon's tweets crash servers. Mr. Beast's thumbnails hijack eyeballs. Why? They're not building a brand. They're waging algorithm warfare, and you're either a soldier or roadkill. The internet is overcrowded with professional husks, lifeless profiles regurgitating the same tired jargon. You don't need 100,000 followers. You need 100 ride-or-die fans. Think small, think lethal. Ditch the professional mask. Post raw insights, not recycled quotes. Teach via TikTok dances dissecting cybersecurity scams or ASMR whispers explaining soil pH hacks. Take Riya Patel, a data scientist who tweeted her AI journey, screenshots of messy code, coffee spills, and panic attacks. No jargon, no humble brags, just unfiltered grit. Result? OpenAI slid into her DMs. Now she's their NLP queen. Here's a secret. Your quirks are uranium in a landfill of sameness. Weaponize them. Love D&D? Launch a Substack called Dungeons and Data: How RPGs Teach Machine Learning. Stutter? Make it your podcast hook. Social anxiety? Host Zoom calls with your camera off and own it. Reverse engineer LinkedIn like a hacker. Search job titles you want, steal keywords from top profiles, then out-weird them. Data analyst becomes numbers exorcist. Marketing manager becomes hype wizard. Post at 3 a.m. when your competition's asleep. Use AI to remix your content into memes, carousels, and unignorable chaos. Here's your move. Open LinkedIn, Twitter, or Insta right now. Delete that cringe post. You know the one. The humble brag about leadership, the filtered sunset quote. Replace it with something that scares you. A video ranting about your industry's BS. A lesson from your biggest faceplant. A hot take that'd make your boss sweat. Bet on your audacity. You've built a mafia of misfits. You've weaponized collisions. Now let's talk about the silent code running beneath it all, the daily grind that turns rebels into legends. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. Overnight success is a lie sold by LinkedIn influencers and Hollywood. The truth? Success is a silent algorithm, written line by line, commit by commit, stacking until your output explodes like a supernova? You think Elon will colonize Mars by accident? He started with PayPal code so janky, it crashed on launch. The math doesn't lie. 1% daily improvement compounds to 37 times growth in a year. 1% daily decay? That's a tombstone. You're either coding greatness or debugging mediocrity. This isn't about building a career. This is about shipping daily updates, relentless, imperfect, public. Imagine your habits as version-controlled code. Use apps like Streaks or Notion to track micro wins. 10 push-ups today, 1 cold email tomorrow, 15 minutes of Python the next. Post your progress daily like a developer pushing commits. Day 14. Launched MVP's landing page, fixed 3 typos, 2 users paid, job billed in public. Steal habits from those 10 times ahead of you. Reverse engineer their GitHub, metaphorically speaking. Study their pull requests, their routines, rituals, failures. Take Lila Torres, a 19-year-old dropout who live-streamed her journey coding a climate app for 469 days straight. Bugs? Yes. Breakdowns? Plenty. But on day 470? She stood at the UN Climate Summit keynote. No VC funding, no big break, just compounded courage. A 0 day is a day with 0 progress. Let 3 stack up, that's a pattern, a habit, a tombstone. The rule is simple. Do 1 thing daily towards your goal. Code 1 function. Write 1 tweet. Sketch 1. User interface mockup, no exceptions. Burn the ships. Use platforms like StickK to bet money on your streaks. Fail, and your cash funds your enemy's cause. Nothing sharpens focus like knowing your laziness pays your rival's vacation. Gamify your life like a rogue developer. Assign XP points to tasks. 50 XP for a sales call, 100 XP for a rejected pitch. Level up? Reward yourself with a cheat day. Then get back to grinding. Open your Notes app right now. List 3 1% upgrades you'll make daily. 10 minutes of AI tutorials, 100 words of your ebook, 1 lesson shared publicly. Now text this list to someone who'd mock you mercilessly if you quit. Add, if I miss a day, Venmo me $20, no excuses. Make the bet public, post it, tag them, burn the exit. You've just weaponized consistency, but even code crashes without infrastructure. Next up, health, the silent stack. How to hack your biology so your engine never overheats. But first, did you send that shame text, or are you still cozy in your comfort zone? you've coded your 1% empire. Now let's debug the silent stack running it all, your biology. Listen here. Your body isn't a temple, it's a data center, and right now, half your servers are crashing. You think grinding on 3 hours of sleep and Sour Patch Kids is hustle? That's not hustle. That's arrogance. The 21st century isn't won by zombies. It's won by cyborgs, humans who hack their biology like a quantum computer. Sleep isn't downtime. It's debugging. Miss a patch? Say hello to memory leaks, corrupted focus, and a system begging for a hard reboot. Stop forcing 5 a.m. routines if you're a night owl. That's like running Windows on a Mac. If your brain peaks at 11 p.m., crush code then. If it fires at dawn, own it. 90 minutes before bed, block blue light, slam magnesium, and drown in brown noise. This isn't relaxing. This is neurochemical reprogramming. Take Tarek Mansour, a crypto trader who used to pull all-nighters until he discovered his brain's insight zone hits at 1 to 3 a.m. Now he sleeps 4 to 10 a.m., codes in flow states, and 10x'd his algo trading profits. You don't eat healthy. You engineer macros. Companies like Nutrigenomics decode your DNA to tell you if keto's killing you or carbs are your rocket fuel. Fasting isn't starvation, it's a feature. Writing a proposal, fast for laser clarity, crushing a sprint, carb load like an F1 pit stop. And here's a pro hack. Swig apple cider vinegar before meals. This isn't a TikTok trend, it's a biochemical cheat code. The acetic acid spikes stomach acid, unlocking 30% more protein synthesis. Your gains, patented. Your energy, weaponized. This, second, grab your phone, download a sleep tracker, commit to one biohack this week. Night owls, swap caffeine after 2 p.m. for a 10-minute walk. Early risers, chug 16 ounces of water with sea salt at 5 a.m. to spike cortisol naturally. Post your plan on your online. Tag someone who'll drag you out of bed if you flake. Remember, health isn't discipline, it's defiance. You've hacked your biology. You've rewritten your code. Now let's land this damn spacecraft. Here's the raw truth. You are not a finished product. You're a prototype, a glitchy, messy, brilliant work in progress, and that's your superpower. The moment you think you've arrived is the moment you fossilize into a museum exhibit, a relic, a pixelated screenshot of someone else's potential. The 21st century doesn't care about your diploma, your title, or your follower count. It cares about velocity, the speed at which you learn, adapt, and ship. Not perfect, not polished. Progress. Perfection is a lie sold by cowards too scared to hit launch. Legends don't wait for polish. They ship daily. They crash. They burn. They patch. They relaunch. They treat life like a live beta test, because it is. Airbnb launched with air mattresses. OpenAI started with chatbots so janky they hallucinated. You're sitting on a gold mine of unreleased code, ideas rotting in drafts, and half-built dreams collecting dust. So here's your final ultimatum. Stop spectating. Start shipping. That idea you've over-engineered, launch it. That skill you've almost mastered, teach it. That fear you've coddled like a pet, starve it. The world isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's waiting for you to be brave, to look at your duct-taped MVP and say, good enough for version 1.0. To post the draft, pitch the half-baked idea, sell the prototype held together by caffeine and chaos. And when the doubters whisper, who do you think you are? You laugh and say, the beta version of someone you'll never outpace. This isn't the end. It's your hard reset. Walk out of here and do the one thing that terrifies you. Not tomorrow, tonight. Burn the plan. Break the rules, post the unedited rant, pitch the crazy idea. Be so recklessly alive that the algorithms choke on your audacity. Before you exit this lecture, right now, text yourself, "I am version 1.0, ship date, today." Set it as your lock screen. Read it every time you hesitate.